I'll first thank Ramu sir for the beautiful introduction. I'm sure nobody else would have written that for me.
Of course.
I have a few products, few projects that I'm going to share with you. Unfortunately, none of them are print technological marvels, or they have nothing to do with sustainability or save the planet. These are just some short stories directly from my heart. So the first project that I'm going to show you is this very small box. Was done for a small company called Dot and Key, which most of you might not have heard of it, and some of you might have heard of it as well. So they started off maybe 5 years back, and initially they had 7 to 8 different SKUs, each having a print run of between 1,000 to 5,000. So you can imagine how small the brand was. And when you are that small, you have the liberty to explore all kinds of packaging. You really don't care about the profitability, you don't care about the market space, you don't care about anything. You just want to create a dent on the world. You want to create the best product that you can offer. Suddenly COVID hit, lipstick effect started. What that meant was people started spending on indulgence on themselves. So all these small brands or D2C brands, they started to explode. And Dot and Key, they hit jackpot. Their print volumes increased 10 times, 20 times. So whatever we used to print in quantities of 1,000 to 5,000, that multiplied into 20,000, 50,000. Now, it was impossible for us to create luxury rigid boxes in those quantities for so many SKUs. And moreover, when you're printing it, when you're selling at those volumes, you have to be very competitive as well. Pricing becomes really important. So that was the main idea for them, that we still want to retain our luxuriness, but we want to make it really cost effective. So we explored why does a rigid box look very luxurious? Why is it that the rigid box are very premium? So the main idea was because it has a very good unboxing experience. You open it, you have a magnetic latch, you have a snug fit. Inside there are a lot of fitments where you can add different products. So it adds a lot of luxury to it. So we thought, why don't we come up with the same thing and convert it into a monocarton? And this is one of those products. So if you look at this product, it has a magnetic latch and it opens beautifully and seamlessly. You can see the product inside. The display is excellent. You can close it even more beautifully. So it has all the luxurious look and feel of a rigid box, and yet very, very cost effective. What we managed to do, we reduced the cost by 42% approximately. We increased our productivity by 50 times because these are produced on our folder gluers and they run at really, really high speed. So we came up with a very interesting box for them, and this was a whole new packaging for the entire D2C brands as well. I mean, they were competing with the likes of Sugar Cosmetics, Nyka's, Plum, and probably this was one of the most popular packaging brand in that sector. And we are very proud to produce those. Recently, Nykaa has invested in it, and they are probably going to take it over in a couple of years at a valuation which makes me feel, why the hell are we in the printing business? We also made another luxury rigid box for them. It just looks very interesting, and just looks beautiful. There's nothing much to explain here. It's just that they can spend whatever money they want to spend. This is again a lip balm box. We have red glitter UV on it. It looks like we've applied lipstick on the top of the box. It has all the tamjhams inside as well, so that they can sell a 100 rupee product at 1,000 rupees. The second project that I want to talk to you about is really close to my heart. So I am a crazy, crazy chocolate lover. In fact, I can survive on chocolates for years and years without having to do anything else. So it was 7 years back, me and my wife, we were walking across one of the lobbies at ITC Hotel in Kolkata, and we suddenly came across a shop, which came out of nowhere, and it was this chocolate shop. I went really crazy. I went inside the shop, and I saw this packaging. It looked marvelous. And those times, 6, 7 years back, we had nothing to do with packaging. We used to print books. We were very happy with it. We used to print brochures and things like that. We had no intention of getting into packaging as well, but I told my wife, if we ever get into packaging, this is the kind of product that we will be making. Few years down the line, we got into packaging, and ITC Foods became one of our first customers, and this was one of our first products we produced as a packaging printer. So we can't never underestimate the magic of manifestation. It's just there. And it's actually a very, very magic, it's a very cute box. It's, it has a very different kind of an opening. There is no magnets inside it. It has 7 to 8 different components which fits in perfectly to create this box. Moreover, you can't really make this box on a machine. You can't automate it. It's completely manually done. So when we started making these boxes, ITC had several vendors for it. And we were the worst of them because our quality was horrible. We would get horrible rejections. We would never be able to deliver them on time. But we worked on and on. Now I'm very proud to say that we're probably the only printer for these boxes for them. And we ship it from the most poorest part of the country, Kolkata, to Bangalore, which is probably the richest part of the country. And we're really proud with what we've managed to do with these boxes. The kind of specifications that they had, I mean, in packaging, we talk about delta E's, light, deep, shade. Their specifications was the angle at which this is opening. It cannot be a degree more or less. I mean, degree would probably a long term, but you cannot go beyond 5 degrees more left or right to this. So those were the kind of specifications we were working with them, and we did a fabulous job with this box. The third product I'm going to talk to you about is a book. Now, when I was invited to speak to the show and tell session, the couple of things that came to my mind that I can actually come and present, which will create some kind of a wow factor, were these Febel boxes or the Dot & Key products. But then I realized, I mean, they're going to be packaging giants here who will be presenting the things that they are doing, and really, I'm not here to talk about packaging. Our core strength is in books. But in books, seriously, what is something that I can show which can, give a wowness to this audience? Books is finally the only thing remaining in this world which is sold for its content and not for its packaging or cover. Everything else is just marketing. So what is it something that we can, highlight in a book? I remembered this project that we have done. This is a very, very, very critical book, a job that we did. It's probably the hardest job that we had to produce. This is a board book with puzzles inside. So every page, there's a jigsaw puzzle where you can take out different components and you can put it back. It's a children's activity book. This was a very difficult job for us to do. I'm sure we've seen this kind of books in bookshops in India and mostly abroad. But if you look at the back of them, they're all printed in China, made in China. This was a China plus one effect that we got. One of our export clients, they wanted to explore India as an option to produce these books. They came to us. We put all our heads together and tried to find out how we can do it. And finally, with a lot of efforts, we came up with a sequence of gluing it manually and automatically, where we can make this jigsaw puzzle with the pieces when the pieces are not getting stuck to the back of the board. The pieces come out and then we can put it back again. So this was a very interesting project that we did. It showed us that we can produce world-class products and still be globally competitive. And with that, I end my presentation. Thank you.